No response. She cannot speak. Reinforce Estes Flask. That'd be great. Aww. Firekeeper soul required to reinforce Estes Flasks. Can we talk to her? No response. She still cannot speak. Yawn. But yes, first I'm going to go down here. I would not recommend this necessarily for every new player, but there are a few items you can get down here. And again, I'm showing off what I think will be helpful for brand new players. And if you're watching this, you're going to kind of get a feeling about what to do, why you go certain places, blah, blah, blah. Generally, when you're exploring a new area, what I would recommend is walking with your shield up, checking around corners, checking above and below you to make sure that, there's no hidden traps. Because I know the area, I am going to be a bit careless most of the time. Or carefree. Not careless, carefree. This can be one of the better areas if you're brand spanking new starting off the game and you want some easy souls, or you kind of want to test out your weapon and see, what's going on with it, how you can combo things. If you want to practice kicking, come on, get up. If you want to practice kicking, these guys will try to attack you once you've struck them, but for the most part, they will not. Also, while they're down in positions like this, you cannot backstab them, but once they get back up on their feet, I would also call this kind of like a training round in a sense. If you want to see if you're ready for the game, I would encourage you, come down here, see if you can kill everything without taking any damage. It's not necessary by any means, or same thing, if you want to work on your parries, you can aggro these guys one at a time, no big deal. You can kite them around for days, you got plenty of room here. But you can kind of see the limitations of your weapons, what to expect. And plus, it's a free 20 souls per kill. This is not a lot of souls, so I would not count on it. I would not farm in this area. Same thing, I would not farm 4,000 souls off these guys if you wanted that heal spell. But if you need to be topped off, let's say you only need 100 souls or more to level up or get that skill, this might be a good area to practice that. Also, if you wander over here, you can get the stock. I'm going to just get that and kind of leave this area. Again, I'm starting off with this thief class, so I have the master key. So if you also chose to start off with the master key, or if you also started off as a thief, there is a little bit more for you to also do down here as well. I'm sorry, I probably just did not show this off very well. This one to the right is the elevator that we took to get down here. So that's where that's going to lead us if we go back up there, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in just a moment. Easy to perish. If you go to the left here, just slightly left of the elevator, there is another place for you to go. And this door is normally locked. However, if you have the master key, it does open up a very large shortcut to some other areas of the game. In terms of grinding, and I would not really encourage this as a grinding area for new players. However, if you feel very comfortable, or if you want kind of a big challenge at the very beginning, there are a few barbarians in here. Now, the only problem is that there's two right here at the beginning. If you take your time and walk slow enough, you can aggro just the one without aggroing the other. However, these guys do have a very large club, as you can see. And they have a lot of health. I just hit him for 152 damage. That's a quarter of my life. To give you a comparison. They are a big, slow, clunky enemy. There I'm using rolling invincibility frames to my advantage. They are a big, slow, clunky enemy. However, because of that large weapon, that weapon is the size of your character. So note that as he is swinging it about, there's going to be times where that hits you where it doesn't look like it's going to hit you. So I'd recommend having your shield up until you get into the backstab position. Because you can backstab this enemy, this also means that you can... Ooh, that's not good. This also means that you can parry these enemies. I'm not a big fan of parrying them, especially without proper gear. But again, if you time it out right, you can parry them. I generally riposte instantly after parrying, so for anybody who's wondering why that looks like just one swift animation, the reason why is that I have a bad tendency. Ooh, that is actually one of my favorite weapons in the game, and it's a rare drop off of them, so I'm very happy to get that right off the bat. So here they yell. I actually don't know if that yell does anything. I don't know if that increases their defense or... actually, it seems to lower their defense. Or actually, no, that's not true, because I'm comparing backstabs to front crits. There you can see that his swing, because he kind of follows through with it, that actually swings backwards and nearly got me. They will have a small invincibility frame getting back up onto their feet. This is also true about your player character, that if you get knocked down, there's some strikes that you're not guaranteed to be struck while you're getting back up. It is possible, though. If you're like at the 90% of standing back up, you can be struck again. So if you're on your back, getting back up, I would be holding the shield button like crazy, just to make sure that you take as reduced damage as you can. It's just a sound decision, or to roll out of the way. But yes, in terms of grinding, those guys are worth 500 souls a pop. However, then you do have a long trek to get all the way back up. There is a third one in that hallway. I don't really want to spend too much time here, and that's not my goal of coming down here. My goal of coming down here is to show off a simple treasure. I've watched a few other players, such as Vegeta 311, Epic Name Bro. They will actually do a run through this area, and I consider that more pro maneuvers, and I'm not going to encourage that myself. I'm sure that I could do it if I wanted to. I don't want to, though. The treasures that I get down there, I'm not a big fan of. But however, we do get this, a Soul of a Proud Knight, and he's going to remain sleeping until you try to get that treasure on the right. There is a trick here that you can do, though. First of all, walk very slowly and get this treasure on the left. Now, no matter what, no matter how slowly you walk, when you stand on top of that treasure, that is what's going to wake him up. Not grabbing the treasure, just standing on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab it, and then we're going to start walking back up this way, and we're going to wait for this left claw to swing. Once he swings it, we're going to press circle just to roll right through it. If you don't feel very comfortable doing this, you can try blocking, although he is a giant dragon. I'm pretty sure that's going to either kill you or take away all your stamina and leave you in a bad position. If you're not comfortable with it, leave it. This treasure is not that worth it. It is a good starting shield, and it's free. However, it's only free to a price because he might kill you. This would also be another reason if you come down here with like 0 souls, and if you have 0 souls and 0 humanity, just come down here, suicide, run, get it, because if you die with 0 souls and 0 humanity, no big deal. But there's this claw swing, and just rolled right through it. Now, there is a penalty to this, is that now he's awake, so now if you ever want to come down here and challenge him, he is awake and alert, and he'll attack you whenever you get within a certain distance. So if you were playing with like big heavy weapons and you wanted to get off that first big strike of damage, getting that treasure is not worth it. However, to show off what I did pick up here, you get the Dragon Crest shield. This can be an amazing starting shield. The reason I say that is that the requirements for it are extremely low. 10 strength. Besides, these smaller shields that only require 6 or 8 strength, which I believe the lowest strength you can have in this game is 9. I think all the starting characters start off with 9 strength, possibly 8. I'll say that it's 8. I actually don't remember. But 10 strength is one of the lower requirements on a shield, and more importantly, it does have 100% physical block. So anything striking you with just an ordinary weapon, including the dragon swinging his giant fist at you, you can block 100% of the damage. Now, does that mean that your endurance can take it? Not necessarily. But yes, you can have a 100% block shield at the beginning of the game. The magic defense is really low, the lightning defense not very good, but the fire defense is pretty decent. It is a Dragon Crest shield, so this is why it's one of the best shields you can start off with in the game. And coming down here and getting it, if you start off with the Master Key, Very easy to do. So we're going to just get that shield, and we're going to be on our way. If you're having problems, or like, let's say you don't like blocking, let's say you want to play dual-wielding weapons, if you want to play like a spellcaster where you're not counting on, like, you'll have a primary weapon and then you'll have your spellcasting whatever, but you don't want to depend on a shield to block, since not everything is blockable in this game, but everything is dodgeable. There's nothing that is undodgeable. Or you can take abuse of, like, the invincibility frames and be invulnerable to damage or being staggered for a short duration. I don't have... To me, rolling is kind of like... It's not gambling, I'm just not comfortable with it yet. Enough of it yet to depend on rolling. And truth be told, all I would have to do is depend on rolling for a game, and I could probably get very comfortable with it and be like, I'm never going to use a shield again. However, that is not what I'm going to do. So, we're going to level up here. First things first, we are going to increase our faith, and then we are going to increase our strength. That way we can use the miracle that we got, as well as the new shield that we got. As a thief, starting off, using this buckler, you do have an increased chance to parry. It says it here, as well as... When you use it, you'll see that you have a little bit more of a delay on when you can parry with this shield versus any other shield. This just has that quick, less, I would say it's like, what, an eighth of a second, a quarter of a second for that parry to effect. But, I prefer these shields. I prefer having the ability to block as well, because you can't parry every enemy in the game. So I'd rather be able to block every enemy in the game rather than that. Next time we'll be going to those two treasures that we can... Whoops. No. Wrong gesture. There we go. We go into those treasures and climbing up the tower. So everybody, thank you for watching, and tune in next time. So ta-ta.